said several times, I'm not the expert in the satellite. I'm working hypersonics and the scramjet engines, but I know how to collect money and how to manage my students. Okay, so I do not have much details on the technical things, but I will show at a glance for the CubeSat activities in Korea and the current activities on CubeSat in Korea, and show some approaching policies or the way to organize UNISEC-Global in Korea. Yet we have no the group activities. Each one has its own the racings, because it's the first time in Korea that we have a racing, that who want to be the first. So the CubeSat development was in the HAUSAT is Hanguk Aeronautical University. Now it changed, it's Korea Aerospace University, and one professor works on HAUSAT 1. Unfortunately, it was not successful because the rocket was burned at that time. A whole 17, the nanosatellite was burned at that time. And then the one artist guys developed one new set in the OSS-1 in the below, and he mostly don't know about the engineering. And actually it was launched, no the boys, nothing. But he was rising up in the newspapers, everything, that usual people believe that the not expert in engineering also can make it a satellite. And he now collecting much money from the entertainment business. So it made a kind of a noisy business. And then this is Gyeonggi University, the private university. They received really chunk of money from Ministry of Education for the world-class bank university collaborations. And they produced the 3U satellite cooperating with UC Berkeley, and they wish to launch it for 3 satellites and making kind of the formation flight and also the collecting data. The satellite made by UC Berkeley was working very well, and still working very well. But 2 of the Gyeonggi University has also no voice. It's a flying on the orbit, but nothing we can receive it. And then the Korea Aerospace Research Institute made this kind of a competition for, now it's a 3rd year, and each year selecting 3 the finalists, and the support about 150,000 US dollars for one team. And now 6 is running. And we joined with the KAIST to QB50. I could receive about 3 times much money from Ministry of Science and ICT infrastructures, because this one is connected to EU framework, the research works, then our ministry support. So anyhow, whole of this now 6, and this one 7 is rushing, and actually first 3 satellite was on the storages waiting for launching. They have all of tests for acceptance tests for the flight models, and the 3 is almost going to the final for the flight model, the acceptance test. And the launch will be here. They have a contract through the ISIS to the Falcon 9, maybe this October to next year, the February. But because of the explosion several days before, I don't know what will be the expecting date for launchings. For us, for the QB50 also looks like not going immediately. They postponed about 1 year. That actual first announcement was the launch it by end of this year, but looks like it may be slipped to about 1 year or more. And this is our satellite that we installed for the feedbacks on the sensors and the deployable solar panels, and expecting that we will deliver it this October, November to ISIS, that they collect everything. And this is the case that we have the engineering model qualifying test, very thanks to the Kyushu Institute of Technology, that we enjoy the 10 days from the morning to until the night, that I know how to control my students. Professor Cho and Professor Polanski helped us a lot. Actually, and also again, I would be very lucky that our university gave money, about $400,000, that we can install the shakers, and also for thermal vacuums, and we have our own style. That's the pendulum, the impact testers. Actually, this one is impact testings. I don't know where it is. Okay, this one has this one. The ball is hitting for the side, and this one is hitting from the bottom to up. But we has pendulums, but according to Professor Cho's the comment, this is the best case, so we try to come to best. And again, one other interesting thing is, because we need to carry our satellite, we also have one experiences to have the paper management, to export it, import it. It's a very good experience for our students and also for our administrations. And typically this case is not only for the testing but also training, that the Kyushu Institute of Technology gave 10 days of hand-on experiences and also training for the environment test. So now we can also generate again to the inside Korea to do the same things. Okay, this one is a case that they are using this same QB50 the models to have the Langmuir approved test, and the cost. This is the second one that they wish to measure some other component from the Geiger-Miller tubes and infrared imagings, and now they are almost close to the FM test. And the Carnival from Yonsei University is waiting for launching, and Kaose 3 Sigma is also waiting for the launching, and the pavilion is the technical demonstration for the solar cells from Chungnam National University. It's also about the time for final the flight model test. And Chosun University, Wanyu, that they demonstrate all over developed technologies to the space program for theirs, like the micro thrusters and all of our competitions. And as I said, we have a CubeSat competition every year, and this year 11 teams from 9 universities applied, and from those, actually I need to submit the system, the requirement and the system designs by end of ISTS in July 10th. So my students are writing. I'm just checking, not let him sleeping. And after that, 2 months later, we need to have the preliminary design reviews and select 3 the award. And we have also the Seoul National University receive $600,000 per year for the space educations. Another university, another professor applied it and get the money from Ministry of Science. So we are now opening for education and course and also the demonstrations. So the consortiums, still I'm not urging to our 6, 7 universities to join this kind of activities, because as I said, now it's all is in the competitions. But when we have a result, maybe everybody wish to join and making teams and have a kind of a team effort. So I'm waiting like 1 or 2 years that making much matured ways to join together. And we have a kind of students going to the ALICE, and I also visit those, and we have kind of joint programs for rocket launchings and CanSat competitions inside Korea and CubeSat competition inside Korea. And our societies, the professional societies has many educational workshops for related to the satellite controls and the orbitings, and also for the electronics. And the CARI is the backup from the really professional ways. Thank you very much for your kind attention.